The Bettinardi, Antidote, SB1 and SB2. Could these be the best putters ever made? Is there even such a thing? Maybe these could be the best putters for me, or at least one of them. And that's what we're going to try to find out today. I'm at Miklagard Golf Club in Norway. Beautiful scenic place with a huge practice green. And I'm here with Jean-Christophe from Custom Golf, and we're gonna review our first impressions from putting with these two gems. I gotta say, they're beautiful. I'm coming into this with quite a few questions in my mind because, first of all, I haven't really putted for an extended amount of time with a newer putter than the 70s. I'm currently using a Ping Answer 2 from, I believe, the late 70s, maybe early 80s. I've tried newer putters, but I haven't used any of them for a long time. So just trying a new modern putter with whatever is inside of technology is new, but that's not the most interesting part. Obviously, the elephant in the room is zero torque, and Bettinardi's take on zero torque is called Simply Balanced, and according to Bettinardi, I believe they claim the putter head wants to stay in the orientation it has, whatever that orientation is, and that it won't have any torque, so it will resist twisting once you putt. There are quite a few brands offering zero torque options nowadays. It's a bit of a hype, and it's interesting because I think the logic sound, you don't want the putter to twist like this or to want to twist like this. You want it to prefer staying square to your putting stroke, but then again, it doesn't take that much force off your hands to do this manually. So I'm on the fence about zero torque, but I'm also very curious, and I gotta say these putters look amazing anyway. So go check out Custom Golf's video for the whole test, and I'm gonna talk a bit about my experience here because it's hard to... What makes the best putter for me, and how can I be sure, right? Because there are so many factors that change from putt to putt, from day to day. I don't know. As a format for the test, we quickly decided that we would both do 3 putts each with both of the putters from a short, medium, and long distance. We figured both that this would give us the opportunity to harness a wide variety of experiences from 2 different golfers, both of the putters, and to a certain degree a representative amount of different putts, different distances, and at the same time not go overboard on trying to capture and compare too many variables. And I'll definitely say a bit more about my thoughts on that point a bit later. But you'll see us scuttle around on the green here, and we had quite a bit of fun, and also felt like we got to try the putters out in different circumstances and get a feel for their personalities and the differences between them, their strengths and weaknesses, at least for us. And fast forward to the future, fast forward to now, a minor spoiler alert. So if you want to watch the whole test without knowing how it went, follow the link in the description or the video thing somewhere and watch that on Custom Golf's YouTube channel before coming back. But now, today, I'm actually standing here with the SB1. And was that the best putter for me? Is it the best putter for me? I don't know. And I don't think it's possible for me to ever know. But did I enjoy it enough to want it? Yes. Will I use it? Yes. And do I feel good putting with it? Absolutely. So the question is, why? And also, could we get any closer to truth than that? I don't think so, actually. I think it's it could be theoretically possible to find out what is the absolutely, certainly best putter for one golfer, but I'm not so sure that it's practically possible as a scientific endeavor, frankly, because there are too many variables. So let's talk a bit about our test. As I said earlier, we were two golfers. Jean-Christophe has quite a bit more experience than me. He's a better golfer. He is a custom fitter, so he has that perspective professionally. And I am just coming back to golf after a 20-year break. I've played a certain amount of golf in total during my lifetime. So I wouldn't describe myself as a beginner, but I'm fairly rusty, which allows me to have a more of a naive take. And we thought those two perspectives would be interesting to compare them against each other. We had two putters, and those two putters are related. They're variants of the two variants of Bettinardi's take on zero torque. We had 3 attempts at putting on 3 different distances, which makes for 36 putts in total. We covered 2 different persons, 2 different biomechanics, and 3 distances, a meter, 5 meters, and 12 meters approximately. And in sum, that's a lot. We could say something meaningful from that, I believe. But if we would want to establish without a doubt what the best putter for, let's say for me would be, obviously we would have to be way more scientific than that. And probably we would have to be way more scientific than what's even feasible. We would have to rigidly try many different putter heads, many different lie angles, many different shafts, grips. We would have to standardize the putts in a certain way to compare that to organic, real life putting situations. I just off the top of my head, I don't think we are even close to being able to say something about this with any amount of scientific rigor if we didn't have like a putting robot that could adapt to and imitate any person's putting swing. Like if I could go into a motion capture suit and make a few putts, and the robot would adjust its limbs and joints to putt like me, and then we would get a baseline. We're not even talking about my mental preparation, real world situations and challenges on the golf course, slope, sun, wind, humidity, way too many factors. And yet here we are in 2025. We've had serious golf for 100 years. We're trying our best to design golf equipment that helps any kind of golfer perform their best. A lot of serious, educated, smart people are trying their best to research how these types of golf clubs work for different types of players. And even at the end of all of that, we have 2 different and competing or collaborating perspectives on improving your golf game. At least, like stylistically, one could say the coach perspective focuses on how you can develop your golf swing to perform the best, and the custom fitter perspective focuses on what kind of equipment would at this point in time benefit you the most. And if you change your swing, you are probably gonna have to get fitted again, because it's all based on how you swing right now. And I assume that the best we've got at this is custom fitting and coaching working hand in hand. One of them takes one step and the other follows, and vice versa over time. And at this point, you might think, what is going on with this guy? But these are definitely the thoughts going on inside my head when doing my very first golf equipment testing video with Jean-Christophe from Custom Golf, testing out the Bettinardi Antidote SB1 and SB2. And I'm wondering, is there such a thing as truth? Is there a putter that's best for me? And if there is, and I kind of have to believe there is, because I'm not that relativistic. How do we find out what it is, and how close could we get, right? So when deciding on how to design and perform this kind of test, I actually believe that we should stay quite brief and subjective, because the opposite would be to try to find something truly objective, and I only think we could get that far unless you apply a team of researchers in a very controlled environment over time. You could scratch a bit at the surface of finding something deeper, more rigid. So after doing the test, I'm gonna pull myself a bit out of the rabbit hole here. I was thinking that I enjoyed using both of the putters, and they had different strengths and weaknesses for me, and you can definitely see me talking a bit more about that in Custom Golf's video, so I'm not gonna reiterate too much. However, I had also done a first take on a regular putter fitting at Custom Golf earlier, about half a year ago actually, where they would look at my putting swing and following standard putter fitting methodology based on my arc and feel. I was recommended a certain amount of toe hang versus face balanced putters, and I tried out a bunch of them, maybe 12 different modern putters, all used to a certain degree by professional golfers as well. They're validated, real life validated by the best in the game. And after uh, after that putter fitting session, I still kept my old relic because I couldn't decide, and I couldn't decide because I liked them all equally. They were different, visually. Obviously, some of them pleased me more, and maybe that would influence my decision if I had to pick one of them. But I actually had the experience that I haven't putted seriously for 20 years. I'm going to work on my putting swing and my approach to putting very seriously now for quite a while. And I would probably be influenced by the putter I chose, kind of like expecting to have to develop a relationship to the club. And I thought, I have no idea how to pick between these 12 excellent putters. And I think I could have picked any one of them. And I think I would do best if I invested myself and stayed loyal to that relationship, to that putter, and worked on figuring out how the two of us could make the most out of putts. So then going out, testing the SB1 and SB2, I already had this kind of semi-relativistic mindset, and I felt strongly towards the SB1, even though on short putts I performed better with the SB2, a lot better, you'll see in the video, but on medium putts and long putts, it was more, I think I did a little bit better with this one actually, but I felt really strongly about this one. It was talking to me. I'm the one. And I didn't, and I still don't believe that any one putter is the one for me, or at least that I won't find out. So I have a strong impression that there are an amount of greatly designed putters that I could do well with, and that I could pick any one of them, and I would have to figure out how to dance with that putter anyway. So that's what I did. I went with the SB1 because of subjectiveness, because of how it felt, because of the story. It was my first equipment test, and I would never forget that, and it would make sense. I'm a bit of a romantic. It would be a great story. We did that together, and we found each other, and we decided to embark on a putting journey together, and that's just perfect for me. And you could say that, well, that's a bit wishy-washy, but lastly, we all know how important the mental part of the golf game is, and maybe it's the most important when it comes to putting. Everyone that knows more about golf than I do, that I've talked to, has at least told me that it's very important to feel confident with putting. You have to trust to a high degree that you and that putter are going to produce your intended putt, because it's hard enough just to read. It's hard enough just to try to guess the strength and to try to hit it as hard as you plan to do. So if you can eliminate some sort of uncertainty, you'll get quite far, I believe. So when I felt strongly about that putter, I have come to believe that that is one of the things that's possible when going through a putter fitting, looking for a putter, searching for your putter. If you can at least find something you want to putt with, something you feel like you're looking forward to use, at least that's one negative thought out of your mind, right? So here I am. Here we are, me and my Bettinardi SB1. And we are having a blast on the putting greens, I'll tell you. And when the putts don't roll in, I blame myself. And that's great, because I can do something about myself. And this piece of metal is going to stay the way it is for a long, long time. So if I can feel strongly that it's doing its job, I'm the one who told it to put that ball outside of the hole, or I read it wrongly, we're good. We're in a good spot. So yeah, I really enjoyed this experience. And I think and hope that this will be the first of many golf equipment test videos that I will be doing with my collaborators with Custom Golf. And now I'm looking forward to every one of them. But I'll make a promise to you today, based on my take on the universe and how our species attempt at understanding it. I don't know if we'll ever know, but let's guess the best we can, and then take responsibility for as much of our mistakes that we can, and work on our swing and our mental game as golfers, because probably we are more important than our gear. And whatever gear we have, or whatever gear we get, we have to dance with them. We have to develop a relationship and learn how to use that piece of equipment the best. But we are at the helm, right? That was a bit philosophical, and I'm happy with the metaphor. So I hope you'll stay along for the ride. Thanks for watching, and I can't wait to show you more of my putts with the Bettinardi SB1 on my rounds now and in the future. Catch you later.